Hello, Walking the Ropes fans. I am Blake, and welcome to the next episode of Walking the Ropes Wrestling Review for AEW Rampage from Boston, Massachusetts. And before we get into the Rampage review, we're going to quickly run down the results of Elevation and Dark from this week. But before all that, make sure to check out the Walking the Ropes link tree for all things Walking the Ropes. For Dark Elevation this week, we had Layla Hirsch and Ryo Mizunami defeating Diamante and Xena K. I'm going to assume that's how you pronounce it. I apologize for that. FTR defeated Mike Reed and Teo Leona. Amy Sakura defeated Rekka Teka. Preston 10 Vance, Dark Order's number 10, defeated QT Marshall. And Paul White defeated Arun Singh, Carly Bravo, Carly Bravo, and Cole Carter. I guess he likes defeating people in threes recently. For Dark, we had Bobby Fish defeating Invictus Cash. Riho defeated Ziana Ray. Sammy Guevara and Ethan Page have a heated confrontation ahead of their TNT Championship match on AEW Dynamite. Page attacks Guevara and bloodies him, but Santana and Ortiz make the save. So that was why, if you watched Sammy's vlog, he was bleeding. I believe it was his nose or something like that. I could be wrong. Eddie Kingston defeated Jack Evans. Dante Martin with Leo Rush defeated JDX. And then Adam Cole cut a promo about his feud with Jungle Boy and hypes up the Elite. And then in a backstage interview, Jade Cargill and Smart Mark Sterling discuss the TBS Championship Tournament and say the title is perfect for Jade, so she can make it that bitch show. Tiger Ruas defeated J.D. Brown. After the match, Ruas says he's here for more elite competition. Diamante defeated Skylar Moore. In a promo, Tony Nese says he's in AEW because it's the hottest place to be, but some members of the roster don't deserve to be here. He vows to start proving that next week against Fuego del Sol. Dark Order's 10 defeated Shane Stetson. Too Fast, Too Fuego defeated Kid Bandit and Dean Alexander. Too Fast, Too Fuego is Fuego del Sol and Fuego 2. If you don't know, that's Cody in a mask. And then we get AEW Rampage for this week. Oh, actually, sorry, no, I missed a match there. Bryan Danielson defeated Aaron Solo. And now we move on to Rampage for this week. It starts out with the AEW World Championship Eliminator Tournament match. Bryan Danielson versus Eddie Kingston. And Eddie made this match more personal on Wednesday when he was saying Bryan hasn't gone through what he's gone through. But tonight, Eddie plans to show him just that. They start out exchanging shots and chops, and both men hold nothing back when hitting their chops as they echo through the arena. Eddie takes no time at all to light Bryan Danielson's chest up bright red. It was horrible. I honestly thought every chop Eddie hit, I thought Bryan was going to bleed after that. Like, he was just welted up. Bryan, though, is not fazed by this as he flips the one finger salute to Eddie, and he as Eddie tries to end it all. And on the top ropes, Eddie tries for multiple different moves, but Danielson stops him and hits a back suplex and starts to cut down Kingston. Danielson eats a spinning back fist from Eddie, and Eddie goes for the cover, but Danielson then locks in the triangle choke for the win. It's noted here that Eddie did not tap out, he passed out. So that's the reason I mentioned that is very important next. So Bryan Danielson defeated Eddie Kingston. For my Malteser scale, I gave that a 4.25 out of 5. It was a very solid match. Obviously, Brian moves on to the next round of the AEW World Championship Eliminator Tournament to face either Orange Cassidy or Jon Moxley. The winner will be decided this Wednesday on Rampage Dynamite, sorry. We then get CM Punk talking backstage about his week. He's had a hell of a week. It's been his birthday. He won his first match on Dynamite. And now it's also his favorite holiday, Halloween. But he's quickly cut off by Eddie Kingston, who gets in his face. And they're quickly separated as both men kind of yell at each other. So it seems like we are moving into CM Punk versus Eddie Kingston. And I hope, I've been saying this forever. I mean, I thought Bobby Fish was going to be that. I hope something moves into a more long-winded feud for CM Punk. I mean, recently he's been just doing these quick 5-minute, well, I say 5-minute, 1 to 2 show feuds where it starts on Dynamite, ends on Rampage, or it starts on Rampage and ends the next Rampage. Like, I mean, it's just, I want him to move into something a little more meaningful now, which would be awesome. Obviously, he just hasn't found that slot yet. We then get a singles match, Matt Sydal versus Dante Martin, and this is the third time Dante and Matt have locked up. Matt won the first 2, and Dante looks to use his new partner's advice to finally beat Matt. Lio Rush is ringside and is coaching Dante through the whole match. Dante and Matt very quickly pick up the pace as Dante hits a springboard moonsault to the outside. Dante seems to have an edge about him here, more aggressive and more deliberate in his moves. And Sydal looks to slow it down as he transitions from submission to submission. And Sydal then stuns Dante after a quick flurry and looks to finish it all now. Dante, though, flips around the ring and stomps down on Sydal for a near fall. Sydal fights back and goes for the lightning spiral, but Dante flips out more than fights out, hits the double springboard moonsault for the win. Dante Martin defeated Matt Sydal. For my Malteser scale, I gave this a 3.5 out of 5. I loved this match. I mean, it's two really, really fast-paced guys showing just exactly why they've been signed to AEW. We then get Mark Henry talking with the main event competitors, and Abaddon doesn't seem to have any words. She just spits goo, blood, I don't know. But Britt says that she brought some zombies with her to help her. They're Jamie and Rebel. Surprise, surprise. We get the trick or treat match. Britt Baker versus Abaddon. The trick is it is a no DQ match. The treat is if Abaddon wins, she'll get a shot at the AEW Women's World Championship. Britt looks scared to deal with Abaddon as she quickly goes to the outside with her zombies to get some weapons, but to no avail as Abaddon slams her onto the chairs and goes to whip Britt in, but Britt stops her and smashes Abaddon into the chair in the setup in the corner there. Abaddon then hits a swinging neckbreaker to the outside on the table Britt had set up. Abaddon then grabs a bag of tacks and slams Britt onto the tacks for a near fall. Jamie and Rebel then decide that it's time to help Britt, and she stomps on Abaddon with the chair, and Abaddon gets up, so Britt grabs some tacks, puts them in Abaddon's mouth, but Abaddon bites down on Britt's hand, and then Rebel gets up on the apron. Jamie also got up on the apron, but I guess Abaddon saw Rebel first. She then goes and literally bites Rebel's face. Britt rolls up Abaddon and gets the win. Britt Baker defeated Abaddon. For my Malteser scale, I gave this a 3 out of 5. I mean, this match did kind of come out of nowhere. I think we were just kind of using the scariest character AEW had, which is arguably either Malachi Black or Abaddon. Abaddon is actually advertised as a zombie, so it makes more sense. That's pretty much why this match existed. It's not horrible. I just wish there was a little more to it. Like, we could have been building this a little bit longer than, I believe it just started Wednesday. So, I mean, yeah. Either way, it was still a good match. My overall for the show, it's a 3.25 out of 5. It's a solid show, but we are definitely building towards full gear. It's that slow build. We're in that transition shows. I mean, the shows are still great, but they're not jam-packed with excitement every single second, which they don't have to be every time because we are still pushing story at the end of the day here. So my match of the night is Bryan Danielson versus Eddie Kingston. It was a fantastic match. I mean, if you haven't watched that, I highly recommend it. They tore the house down. Obviously everybody pretty much knows that Dynamite and Rampage were recorded back to back here. That match probably outdid everything on Dynamite's card as well. It was a very solid card for that night. So everybody that was there in Boston that night got one hell of a night of wrestling. My segment of the night goes to Eddie versus Punk because it seems like we're getting that, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And my performers of the night go to Eddie and Bryan. I mean, they put on a hell of a show and just, like I said, tore the house down. But that is all for this episode of Walking the Ropes Wrestling Review. I thank you all for joining and dropping in. If you did enjoy, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to get notifications whenever we upload a video. And I'll see you in the next one.